Hey YouTube, it's Steve from Tower Genius. So people ask us a lot of times, like, about the holdover provisions in these leases. Why are they important to have, and why it's a great negotiating tool. Um, Basically, the holdover provision is something that's in there to inflict a little pain to your tenant if they overstay the lease, right? So think of it as a stick that you beat the tenant with, and the larger the stick, the more pain that it's inflicted. So if let's say there's 110% if there's no holdover provision, there's nothing motivating. There's no incentive to get their rear ends off your property. You want their keisters out of there, right? So if they overstay their the terms of the lease and the duration and the expiration, they need to leave, right? We want to get something to motivate them to renegotiate in time. So if there's no holdover provision, there's really nothing that's being held over their heads. No pain being inflicted, no monetary pain being inflicted on the tenant. Like 110% or like a 10% holdover provision. With that, the rent would only go up by 10% after that lease expires, right? And that's just not enough. What is like the minimal acceptable holdover rate, in my opinion? Well, it's got to be at least 120%, and even that's low. It's acceptable. 20% increase in rent. Yeah, I think it'll cause some discomfort. 130% is a lot better. 125 is acceptable. 130%. I think most major tower companies or carriers won't even blink an eye in having that in the lease. 130%. And that's pretty much where it needs to be. But the bigger stick is like 150%, and that's something that's not uncommon to have, especially if you have a site that's in a good area, that's in an area where the zoning's tougher or whatnot. You could ask for 150% holdover. Really, it's a stick that you beat them with to get them to either renegotiate or get off your property. So hope that helps.